Hello and welcome to AFM Ready. I'm your host, Kelly Miller, Recruitment Coordinator for the School of Accounting and Finance at the University of Waterloo. And every week we like to focus on a new topic relating to the Accounting and Financial Management program. Today, we'll spend the next 20 minutes talking about scholarship opportunities and how one in particular goes beyond the dollar sign. Today on AFM Ready, we're speaking with three very talented ladies who all play a significant role within the School of Accounting and Finance. First, I'd like to introduce the Associate Director of Advancement, Sheila Guthrie, and Alumni Development Officer, Victoria Hind. Thank you both for joining us today. To start, can you tell us about your roles within the SAF? Sheila, we'll start with you.
Thanks, Kelly. Hi, my name is Sheila Guthrie. I'm the Associate Director of Advancement in the School of Accounting and Finance. I've been here for more than 6 years, and basically the Advancement Office function is to support alumni development and raise money for students and programs at the school.
And Victoria, how about you?
So I'm Victoria Hind. I'm the Alumni Development Officer at SAF. So I work primarily with providing opportunities for our alumni to stay connected with the school after they graduate. So I hear all the incredible stories of success of our alumni and help them find new ways that they can be involved.
Also on the show is returning guest and SCF Community Engagement Coach, Lynn Graham. Lynn, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Can you tell us about your role within the SCF as well?
Hey, thanks, Kelly. It's really great to be back on this podcast with you. My role, as you mentioned, is the Community Engagement Coach for the School of Accounting and Finance. And in that role, my chief responsibility is around building the student network amongst themselves so that the students get a chance to know each other better, to know some upper year students, to have some feeling of mentorship by third and fourth year students. And within that, we're building teamwork skills, collaboration skills, and the network of 6 or 7 students together, we call them crews. That network of students working together in teams, as I mentioned, doing collaboration and building up the enabling competencies that are so important to accounting and finance professionals.
Thanks, Lynn, and we'll get back to you in 1 minute. But first, Sheila and Victoria, we're going to start with you. We all know that going to university can come with some pretty hefty tuition fees, but there are some ways to help offset those costs, including scholarship opportunities. Sheila, can you describe what scholarships are?
Sure, no problem. Scholarships and awards recognize our School of Accounting and Finance student achievements. They reward talented students for their accomplishments and provide financial support to help with educational expenses. There are many types of scholarships. There's scholarships that are helpful for those who need financial need. There are those that are geared towards students who are involved in extracurricular activities, such as showing leadership in the community, being involved in entrepreneurship, or things like that that enhance a student's experience at the school. The scholarships are extremely important to our students, and our alumni are so generous for those that give to support our students through the scholarship need here at the school.
Victoria, how do students access scholarships? Do they have to apply? Are they automatically considered? How does that work?
So it's actually both. Once you have applied for admission, you're automatically considered for some awards. And additionally, there is an online database of scholarships that are open for students to apply to. And it's both at the entrance level and upper year, and we have them even throughout graduate studies.
Sheila, what are some scholarship opportunities available to AFM students?
So there are lots of scholarships available for AFM students. At this point, we have more than 80 scholarships available that include entrance scholarships, upper year scholarships, and scholarships to support our PhD program. Some of those are based on those students that need financial assistance. Some are based on students that are involved in extracurricular activities and other things like that in the community. But I think that our scholarships are extremely important for our students, and we're so grateful to have our donors and alumni that support them.
And are there scholarship opportunities for AFM students that provide full tuition?
Yes, we do. We have one scholarship that's funded by a donor, a foundation, and this scholarship pays the full tuition for 4 years of study. The requirements for this scholarship are solely based on academic performance.
Victoria, I would assume there are specific scholarships for international students as well as upper year students. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do have, it can get as specific as that. We have it for different opportunities for all of our students. So we've had the support of various donors to things for international and then also for domestic students. So there's definitely opportunities for any that want to apply.
Thanks, Victoria. One way that students can be considered for various scholarships is to complete the admission information form, or AIF, as part of their application package. Now, the AIF is not required for AFM students, but again, if you want to help offset some of those tuition fees, I would strongly recommend that you complete the admission information form. We also have a website dedicated to scholarship information, including all the scholarships available to AFM students and what's required for each one. We'll certainly post a link in the description box so you have access to all that information. Now, Lynn, AFM also offers a unique scholarship opportunity for students, one that goes above and beyond a dollar value, and it's called the Fellowship Program. Can you tell us about this program?
Yeah, the fellowship program is something that started quite a long time ago at the School of Accounting and Finance as a way of honoring and giving an opportunity to both students and alumni. And let me just share with you how that works. So the fellowship program is an opportunity for students to demonstrate leadership and their contribution to the life of the school within an academic context through taking on roles like being an ambassador for the school, speaking at recruitment events, working with working as teaching assistants with faculty members, being research assistants, taking on special projects. So they have this role of supporting and working with faculty and staff in the mission of the school in terms of academics and things that relate to the school and its connection with the community. The other side of it is that our alumni were doing so many amazing things that we really wanted to recognize and highlight as a school. We wanted to tell them how proud we were of what they were doing and congratulate them. And we found that our alumni felt that the most gracious thing that they could receive in terms of our wanting to congratulate them was to have a fellowship named for them, that their legacy continuing on as a named fellowship was something that was valuable to them and they saw as significant. And so we named these fellowships for the alumni, and the students then are, as you said, they have a financial component. So they are receiving money as they go through their undergraduate years, but they are also receiving the experience of working in roles like teaching assistant, research assistant, as I mentioned, or ambassador, or doing some focus group work for the school. And all of this then goes to building their skills and development, giving them a chance to express their leadership, and it runs throughout their undergraduate years. And they have that alumni role model as somebody they can speak to, turn to, and ask questions of, hear more about their journey. So it's got this two-pronged approach that has just been really significant to both students and alumni.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful experience. So I can see a number of students wanting to get involved, but I imagine there's some kind of application process, or how do students go about applying for the fellowship program?
Well, the fellowship program has 2 points of entrance to it. So one, the first place that students would come to know about the fellowship program would be part of the investigative process of deciding what program they want to go into, looking at the AFM program. And I know we speak about the fellowship program on our website and our recruitment brochures, that the fellowship program then is something that students can think about and have in mind while they're filling out their admission information forms in their application process. There is nothing special or specific that they need to do in those documents that they would hand in anyway as a means of applying to the AFM program. But those are the documents that we're looking at when we're determining who we're going to invite to be part of the fellowship program interview process, which is our final step in determining fellowship program students upon application. So as a student is talking about their experience in demonstrating leadership within their high school group or their community, as they're sharing about all the extracurricular things they've done and the ways in which they've used their time to grow their skills and talents, their commitment to helping fellow students while they're in high school. All those kinds of things are looked at by us, of course, along with the strength in their own academic drive to learn and to be curious and to build their own skills. So those all come together. The students don't have to fill out any specific paperwork. They're just doing their application process. From there, we look through the applications and choose from the applicants people to come to our interview process. And at that point, then we determine, who would become a fellowship program from that incoming class. There is a second time when we look for applicants for the fellowship program, and that's in the start of year 2. So I guess as the first year is closing, the students can think about their own experience in first year AFM and decide whether they want to be part of the fellowship program. So this has that kind of that proactive piece of it for the students. They've had a year in university. They know more. How they have found the timing of the assignments and the deadlines and being a student and the kinds of things they really want to get involved in while they're in university. And from that, they can decide that the fellowship program is a direction they want to go, and then they can submit an application at that point and go through the process. Again, the final step is an interview, and then we determine who will join the fellowship program at that point.
What is involved in the interview process?
So the interview day for the fellowship program students starting right away in first year is can be described in different ways. I'll share with you, prior to our current situation with the pandemic, the way that we did our interviews at that point. It was a full day on campus that would coincide with you at Waterloo Day. We'd host the event within the accounting and finance, and the day would have the students coming together to be put into groups that were overseen or guided by upper year students in the fellowship program. So they have a chance to meet one another. It's a chance to start some friendships with potential classmates, and then also to have that upper year student that you can ask questions of. During the day, they would visit sites on campus, take a look at some of the events that were happening for you at Waterloo Day. We always had some games and activities as well, so that they could practice that teamwork that I've stressed and I've indicated is so important within what the school is trying to give the students, and the experiences that we're hoping for them. And then, of course, there would be an interview, and that interview would be hosted by an alumni and a faculty member and 2 upper year students, so that the incoming candidate would have a chance to kind of see the spectrum of the school community. And we had fun things happening as well, in terms of there being lunches and opportunities for people to speak with the director of the program. So it became a day of students getting to know one another. We have tried to recreate many of those experiences in our online world, and the interview day last year in spring was started with an evening of online virtual community where we met one another, had a chance to talk and hear from students, because I believe that one of the key points of that day is for students just to start meeting potential classmates and upper year students, and getting a real feel for what the School of Accounting and Finance and the AFM program would mean for them. So we had that component in the evening, and then the following day we did virtual interviews using WebEx, and had the students do that interview process as they would if we were in person. And I felt like a very satisfying process. I think we all got a chance to know one another a little bit better through that.
What character traits do you look for in a fellow?
So we're looking for, as I mentioned, there is a component of academic capability, because the focus of the fellowship program roles, once they're in the program and particularly in their third and fourth year, when they're more experienced students and they have more content knowledge behind them, will take on roles like teaching assistant and research assistant. So that confidence and comfort in academics is important. The love of learning and curiosity. We're looking for people who are interested in sharing their love of learning with others, and mentoring and tutoring and doing the kinds of things that build up the people around them. So then there could be other leadership activities that they've been part of that they want to talk about, work in, like on a team, a student council, music, drama events within their school. All those kinds of things just show us that there are people who enjoy jumping in and being part of community, and also have the capacity to have, quite a few different things in their schedules, and being organized to have that all, take place and all, fit into their timing, that they can manage many different activities.
And you had touched on this previously, but maybe you can sum it up in this question. What are the benefits of fellowship?
The benefits of fellowship program really, I think, can be brought into three categories. I think one, of course, people, benefit by financial contribution to their tuition payments and so on. So that's a valuable piece. So the fellowship program is valued at up to $9,000 over the undergraduate years that they're in the program. And that plays out with $750 per academic term in their first and second year, and then $1,500 in each academic term in third and fourth year, for a total of that $9,000. So finances, of course, that's always a really significant part of the benefits of the fellowship program, but it goes beyond that. I think the next piece I would suggest is that recognition of the students' academic abilities, as well as their desire to give back and contribute to the community and show leadership amongst their peers and within the school. And we do that through, I think, the connection with the alumni. Students value that, having that named fellowship for the alumni, who we're also honoring for what they've accomplished in their careers. The whole alumni pool of people connected with the fellowship program are also, people they come to know and are able to ask questions about in terms of career path and academic experience and so on. So the recognition of their contribution, I think, is something that students come to appreciate as well. And then thirdly, the experiences of the personal and professional development through their the sessions that we hold as a fellowship program. We try to do professional and personal development, meeting speakers, talking about various topics that are on their minds, getting involved in activities, getting them opportunities to meet one another and to get to know each other better. But then, very strong skills development as teaching assistants and peer support learning champions and special projects assistants and research assistants. So, those become things that can be on a resume that they can speak about when they're looking for work. Gives them situations that they can refer to when they're discussing their skills, and they can show, actions that they took to demonstrate the skills that they have.
Wonderful. And last question, you know what it is. It's my favorite question. Why AFM?
AFM is a great choice for students who, of course, want the accounting and finance background, and all the ways in which the school is looking to the future of what the accounting and financial management world is going to look like, and those skill sets that we need. So the fellowship program just demonstrates how many opportunities there are within the school to get involved, to see where your skill sets are, see where you can plug in best. As I said, the fellowship program has a really strong leaning towards, that academic enjoyment, the love of learning, the curiosity, the desire to help fellow students learn, and contributing to their experience in that way. So, this is one of those opportunities at the school where students can really use those skills that they have, and those probably passions and interests that they've started developing while they were in high school, and want to continue on being that kind of contributor to their community.
Thanks for listening to our AFM Ready podcast. For more information about the AFM program, you can go to our website at uwaterloo.ca/SAF, or you can always check out our AFM Ready website, where you can chat with current students, read student experience blogs, watch tons of videos, plus so much more. All you need to do is click the link in the description box. Until next time.